All right. So today we're going to do a little leg burnout, Pilates style. And so if you would like to add ankle weights to this, feel free. I'm going to here. We're going to go ahead and start in tabletop position, extending one of our legs back with the toes facing the floor. And then we're just going to begin to lift that leg. The heel doesn't really need to go higher than the glute, though it can if your core is strong. Really focus on feeling it in that glute muscle. A slight internal rotation of the thighs so that the hips aren't opening up to the side and both hip bones are still facing the ground. And now we're going to bend at the knee and lower the knee and donkey kick up towards the ceiling. Focus on getting that heel as high as possible without overarching in your low back, keeping your core nice and strong. Now bring the knee in and then extend the leg fully out, taking the bend out of the leg, kicking the heel towards the back wall. Push into the knuckles, not just where the wrists meet the floor, but in the whole hand here, pushing the ground away, keeping the core strong, extending that leg. And now keep that leg extended and begin to pulse the heel up towards the ceiling, toes facing the ground. Make sure those hip bones are squared to the mat still. Bend at the knee, pulse in a donkey kick. And now go ahead and bring that leg through, kind of like into a low lunge or a runner's lunge position here. Curl the other toes under and begin to lift that knee off the ground. Pulse here in your lunge position, pressing into the heel of that front foot, core nice and strong, lowering, lifting, tucking the pelvis under here. Now lean forward and kick your back leg up towards the ceiling, balancing on that front foot, and then returning to your lunge position, keeping your balance as best as possible. Focus on the muscles that you want to engage. Focus on the core becoming stable. All right, let's return to hands and knees now, doing some fire hydrant motions, bringing that same leg, that same knee out to the side, trying to keep it in line with the hip. You're going to lean a bit just because of the movement, but do your best to keep your chest and your stomach square to the floor. And now we're going to do a little fun move here. So from the extended fire hydrant, go ahead and then extend your leg fully backwards, bring it back to the fire hydrant, and bring your knee back down. Keep the shoulders away from the ears, press into the hands, strong core. Really burning out this one side. All right. Coming back to your neutral tabletop position, we're going to do all of that on the other leg. So go ahead and extend that opposite leg back, and we'll just start with the lifts and the lowers. Focusing on that glute, keeping the hip bones facing the mat, keeping your chest facing the mat. Transitioning now into donkey kicks, lowering and lifting the knee or the leg as the knee is bent at a 90-degree angle, pushing that heel up towards the sky. And when you do that, do not overarch in your low back. Keep your core nice and strong. I'm a broken record with that one, but it's so important. From here now, bring the knee in, but then extend the leg straight behind you, pushing the heel towards the wall behind you. All right, with your straight leg, go ahead and begin to pulse here. Keeping the hips squared, the toes facing the ground. And now pulse in a donkey kick motion at the top of the range of motion. It's my first time doing a voiceover for a workout. I usually just do them when I'm talking in them. Go ahead and bring that leg through. We're going to go ahead and do those lunges now. Curl the back toes under, lift and lower that back knee. Focus on putting the weight into the heel of the front foot to really activate that leg. Get that burn that we're all seeking. Yeah, I had construction at the unit that is next to my apartment, and I really still wanted to record, so I figured that I would. But I'm going to have to do a little different. All right, go ahead and lean forward, kick that back leg up towards the ceiling. Focus on the glutes here. Focus on a strong core. Keep your balance as best as possible. It helps me to find a point on the floor and look at it. All right, returning to that tabletop, we're transitioning into those fire hydrants, bringing the knee out towards the side while doing your best to keep everything strong. You can see here that I was letting my posture kind of slip a little bit, but I correct that soon enough. But transition now from that fire hydrant to the fire hydrant kickback, fire hydrant lower. That technical fancy name for this move here. I like the alignment cue of keeping your head in line with your heart, and you can see here that I was kind of beginning to slouch a little bit in my head, but it happens. Just try to catch it as much as possible. I guess I was just way too focused on the glute burn, but lesson learned. All right, beautiful. Let's go ahead and swing those legs out in front. Come to lay flat on your back. Bring your heels in line with your sitting bones, bending at the knees, setting up here for some bridge motions. And when you bring your arms along your sides, you want your longest finger to kind of brush against your heel. That's a great placement. And then begin to bridge. Lift and lower those glutes. Tuck the pelvis under first. So your goal isn't to have your glutes touch the floor. It's to have your low back come back down and touch the floor. And that's how you know you have a nice little tuck of the pelvis here. And you're doing this nice and safely. Make sure your knees aren't splaying out to the sides. Keep them in line with your hips. Go ahead and hold your next bridge. Core strong. Lower. Hold. Beautiful. Now hold at the top and then open and close the knees. It might help you to push your hands into the ground, help you keep that lift of the hips. Beautiful. Go ahead and lower down and raise again, and then pulse at the top of the range of motion. Beautiful. From here, lower down. Choose one leg to lift up into the air and then begin to bridge on one foot. Press into the heel, focus on the glute, strong core. I like to flex my foot, but you can point the toes towards the ceiling if you prefer that, or you can kind of come into this figure 4 position, how I am now, and do your single-legged glute bridges like that. But go ahead and come into that figure 4 anyways, and then hold the top of the range of motion just for a quick sec. Beautiful. Now let's switch sides. Go ahead and plant that heel down, lift the other leg. Go ahead and figure 4 and then lift and hold at the top of your glute bridge and lower down. Beautiful. Now go ahead and come into this like frogger position. Allow your knees to splay out to the sides and the bottoms of your feet to meet, and begin to bridge in that way, activating different parts of the glutes here with all these types of bridges. Nice squeeze at the top. This one always looks funny to me, but it's a good one. It definitely helps with the burnout. Excellent. Now go ahead and roll over onto one side, bend the knees, but make sure both hip bones are facing forward, and begin to open and close. Little clamshell motion here with that top leg. Core nice and strong to the point that there's like a space between the side of your body and the floor, because you're engaging your core. You're not just letting everything hang. No, we need engagement here. You can prop up onto your hands, holding your head on your hand, or you can lay down like I am. Now lift your heels into the ceiling, or into up, and then do the clamshell motion once again. Make sure you're trying to keep your hips facing forward and you're not like rolling onto your back in any way. Beautiful. Now we're going to add on, so open and then extend the leg straight and tap the knee back down. So we're tapping the toes to the feet, and then we're tapping the knees together, and then we're extending it all. It's hard to describe quickly, so you might want to just look at the video here. Beautiful. Now go ahead and extend that top leg out long and begin to lift and lower. Core strong still. And now at the top of the range of motion, go ahead and pulse with the extended leg. Try to keep the heel in line with the hip here. All right, now take that top leg planted behind you and lift and lower the bottom leg. Really focus on the inner glute here. Try not to roll towards the back. Try to keep on your side as best as possible. And then we got to do it all on the other side. Go ahead and pulse at the top of the range of motion. And switch it around. Coming to do those simple clamshells right off the bat here. Core nice and strong, hips facing forward. Excellent. Open and close that knee. I don't know about you, but at this point I was just starting to burn out for sure. Go ahead and lift the feet up towards the ceiling. Do a clamshell from this little angle here. Don't be fooled. Just because you're laying on the ground doesn't mean it's going to be easy. Go ahead from the clamshell, extend that top leg, and then come back into the clamshell motion. Almost done. Don't give up now. Now extend that leg out long, begin to lift and lower. And pulse at the top. Beautiful. Plant that top leg behind and lift and lower the bottom leg here. Try to stay on your side. Re-engage the core as needed. And now pulse at the top of that range of motion. Beautiful, beautiful. Now let's come to lay on our stomach. Lift and lower one leg of your choosing. Now find the top of the range of motion and pulse it out. All right, let's switch it out for this last little bit. Lift and lower that other leg. Pulse at the top of the range of motion here. Lower it down, push yourself up, and make sure to stretch it out before you do a cool down or perhaps another workout video, whatever your jam today. I'm so thankful that you are here. So happy that you chose yourself and showed up. I hope that this gave you a little glute burnout, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Let me know what you thought of this video, of this workout, of the voiceover, all in the comments below. Thank you so much, and I'll see you soon.